Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all for tuning in. And welcome again to the INED Enterprises Tech Talk Show. Here we'll be talking about beginner-friendly tech tips and tutorials, tech shopping guides, recommendations, beginner-friendly small business tips, and everything under the tech sun. Welcome to the show. Hope you enjoy. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, whenever this podcast may find you. My name is Jasper Letson II, and welcome to another brand new episode of the INED Enterprises Tech Talk Show. I am actually the host and the CEO of INED Enterprises, Jasper Letson II. So let me break down to you, for my new listeners, what exactly is INED Enterprises. So INED Enterprises is an IT solutions company specializing in helping small business owners and freelancers with their business goals and dreams and just work and bringing that out to fruition within this digital age. So within this podcast, with my knowledge, my goal is just to simply inspire, help, and educate the not so tech savvy, beginner friendly, new to tech, small business owners, freelancers, just everyone within the community. I just simply educate them on everything tech. Simple as that. So without further ado, let me get with the biggest tech surprise, tech fact that I found out a while back that I just had to share with my listeners. So today's surprising tech fact is actually the Xbox system. Xbox, PS4, Nintendo Switch, GameCube, Wii. So I'm talking about specifically the original Xbox. So did you know in the original Xbox, there's actually sound snippets of real space missions, right? Here it gets even crazier. So the original Xbox contained edited sound bites from actual transmission from the Apollo missions. What's even crazier, about to top this one off, is if you actually left your Xbox on the home screen, right? Eventually, you'll hear whispers of conversation, literally of chatter from the Apollo's mission. How crazy is that? Right? So, had to share that one today in today's segment of the surprising tech fact. So let me get with a site you should be willing to try this week. I think this site, in my opinion, is more particularly for the creators, like the video creators, graphic design creators, the artists. Today's site is Pixlr. That's P as in Peter, I, X as in xylophone, LR, pixlr.com. So basically with this site, it allows you to edit pictures for free without the use of Photoshop. So obviously with Photoshop, it comes at a hefty little price at times. And there are plenty of different cost alternatives to, if you don't want to use Photoshop. This one is actually a good recommendation. Definitely give it a shot. Once again, the site is pixlr.com. That's P as in Peter, I, X as in xylophone, LR, pixlr.com. And basically it's like a freer cost alternative for editing photos without the use of Photoshop. So going into the show today, I want to just do a simple recap because this one is going to be a full circle. So a couple of episodes ago, if you tuned into that, if not, be sure to take a listen to that after the show. I was briefly describing Microsoft Office Suite. I was addressing simply the benefits, the skills that were needed, what makes it stand out amongst other software. So just to do a quick recap, I'm not going to really go into it in depth. But first off, Microsoft Office Suite is definitely trusted and reliable. Literally 90% of companies worldwide use it. And then not to mention, just having that skill alone, like having a knowledge of the applications itself, definitely attracts tracks what's the word I'm looking for? Track those hiring agencies in terms of looking at your skills within your resume, or just even in general, just having the skills alone in itself. You could venture out and start your own small business and freelance venture. But a lot of employment agencies, a lot of companies love the fact if you have the skill, which is actually needed in these companies, if you just have the skill to navigate and utilize it to the best of your abilities. So with that being said, obviously, if you may or may not know, Microsoft Office costs. It charges you. I don't know the exact amount, but of course it's pricey for some people. So what if I was to tell you, right? There's a cost alternative to Microsoft Office, and that is literally Google Suites, or better yet, the Google Suite apps. So exactly, well, what is these Google Suite apps, or what are the Google Suite apps? So basically, they're a cloud-based office software solution. And you may or may not be familiar with them, but here are some of the apps. There are many of them within this platform, but here are some of the most popular ones. Google Docs. That's basically the free cost alternative to Microsoft Word. Google Slides. Free cost alternative to Microsoft PowerPoint. You got Gmail, Google Sheets, which is the free cost alternative to Microsoft Excel, and Google Drive. And mind you, these are just to name a few of the Google Suite apps that are out there. So here comes the next question. I'm assuming you're thinking in your head, well, how in the world do you access that? So if you go to the home page, if you hit home, and I'm assuming your main Google, you go www.google.com, take you in there, and you look in the upper right hand corner, there are 9 dots. You click on that dots and it literally shows you the Google app. So you got, Google Maps, Google Play, Google Drive, which is an online cloud storage site. You got Google Calendars, Google Contacts, Google Docs. I mean, literally, all of these are very good alternatives. So now, obviously, I'm preaching about this. So you're pretty much understanding one of the bigger benefits of Google Docs. Free. Can't beat it. No matter how you look at it, you can't beat it. It's easy to learn, especially if you have Microsoft Office experience. It's like the learning curve is not even steep. It's convenient because you could literally do this anywhere. It's cloud-based, and then also it's Google. Google is secured. That's like big benefits in itself. So what I wanted to share too is I'm actually working on a course for you guys. Just a simple mini course. I'm working on creating that for my listeners, and just for anyone that's just willing to learn more about it. I'm doing actually both a Microsoft Office and a Google Suite app tutorial. But in terms of the Google Suites, I'm more aiming on the Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel. What's the other one? I think Microsoft Access. The general ones, and then the free cost alternative ones. I'm definitely working on providing lots of benefits just to help easy to navigate through the Google Suite apps. And then of course, throughout the series, I'll let you know, throughout the TED Talk show rather, I'll let you know when it's fully prepared. But I just wanted to make that announcement that at times learning new things, as simple as it may be, it can be overwhelming. So that's why like I said, my goal is just to help inspire and educate. So I'm going to work on a simple mini course for my listeners, just to, have them take a crack at it, have a better feel, simple, slow process of really grasping the basics, just to give you an idea of the applications, or probably learn something new that you didn't before. So that's my goal. Like I said, it's a little mini course that I'm currently working on. It's going to take some time, but I'll keep providing updates through many more future episodes to come. And with that being said, I have to end it with the usual. I got to end it with a motivational quote. And tonight's motivational quote is, rule number 1 of life: do what makes you happy. Rule number 1 of life: do what makes you happy. And I'm your host, Jasper Letson II. And thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join me on Tuesday at 7, every Tuesday at 7, to listen in to the INED Enterprises Tech Talk Show. Definitely stay tuned. You can follow me on Instagram at INED Enterprises, Facebook, INED Enterprises. You can email me, www.inedenterprises.com. And of course, if you want, my website is www.inedenterprises.com. You can email me at inedenterprises@gmail.com. Thank you all again for tuning in. Be sure to tune in next week, Tuesday at 7. If you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast show just to make sure you're in there, Always ready to help, always willing to inspire, always willing to educate. Thank you all. Have a good one. Stay blessed.